when I was coming up. I did hit a big time shot though at the end of the game.
State championship.
I do got that, in the state championship. We're down 2,
Yeah.
You make shots.
Yeah. So I'm a big shot maker.
Okay.
Welcome to the Tampa, Florida Pickup Basketball Podcast. My name is Byron. I'm your host. Today we got Jonathan Green.
Yes, sir.
And Malik in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Malik with Issa Bucket and Jonathan Green with Green Light Views. What's going on, fellas?
Doing good, man. I'm glad to be here finally.
Yes,
I've been seeing what you guys been doing. Has been putting out a great product for the Tampa Bay area with basketball. So glad to be here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm just excited. I got both of my guys, pioneers for real. So I'm just ready to, talk some good basketball.
That's good stuff. I think it's fair to say that, we're probably the top 3 media outlets. 1, 2, 3, right? Mm-hmm. We're up and coming, learning a lot from you guys here. Been doing it for some time now. All right, so we got a pretty dope agenda today. This is Malik's first time being on the podcast with us, so thank you for coming on. But let's jump into it. First off, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us kind of where you started, how you got into basketball, how'd you get into media, like where you from. Like a lot of people, they know you from being behind the camera, but they don't really know you outside of that, right?
Yeah. So
tell us a little bit about. I know you're a big time hooper. I mean, there's a lot that I've heard. So
well, I grew up in the city, so it was easy for me to transition into the media game just because I knew a lot of the coaches, the players, the refs. But grew up playing here my whole life, starting at 6, and then I went to Strawberry Crest High School. Actually went to Tampa Prep first, and then played at Strawberry Crest with my 2 brothers, Isaiah and Brandon. We call them Kyle, but
that must have been dope.
Yeah, that was really dope.
For sure.
Well, my brother actually didn't get to play varsity with us.
He was too young.
Not that he wasn't. His grades at the time weren't the best, but
okay.
Ironically, in college, we had the opportunity to play again, but my grades weren't the best at the time to go play because I ended up flunking out. I lost the interest, just came back home. And that's kind of when, I still wanted to be around basketball. So I started picking up a basketball and started training kids. And ironically, I was, built a pretty decent clientele. And, some kids wanted to go over some game footage. So I ended up picking up a camera, filming their game.
Nice.
Really just go over and breaking down what they're doing, what they could do better. And that kind of turned into, hey, can you put these highlights together to make a tape? Pretty much, made a little, at the time I wasn't editing, but I had a friend who could. And he took the footage, made a highlight tape from it, and then his teammates wanted it. Some of the other teams wanted it. And I was like, this could be
that's how it started.
Something that, could be bigger than just, I felt like we could impact the community a little bit more rather than training, but, giving exposure to what we have here in the city. So that's kind of where the idea started from Issa Bucket. And a year later, I ended up buying my own camera and software and stuff like that. And, started highlighting the top players in the area. So we really started at the high school level. And then a year from there, my brother came back home from college. He wanted to be a part of it. And then another year after that, my older brother came in and he kind of gave us a different aspect from it as far as, he wasn't really a media guy, but, he wanted to be more so on the event side and start expanding and building the brand. So he came on and I had some other friends and stuff like that who were interested to just help further the community. So that's kind of how it started there.
Wow. Okay, so you skipped over one part.
Yeah, you skipped over a lot, man. Definitely went over.
Yeah, you skipped over a part.
Let's rewind then. Let's rewind.
So first off, you're a hooper.
Yes.
I heard you was a big time hooper, right? So Strawberry Crest, you played high school basketball there. What was your junior and senior year like?
Let's go back to freshman. I played at Tampa Prep.
Okay,
big time.
We went to the state Final Four, ended up losing to First Academy. But that was a really, really good team with Josh Heath, who at the time his dad was the coach at USF. I was playing under him, and then another kid, Devontae Morgan, ended up playing at Butler. And we had some other good talent too. I played alongside Marshall Holmes, who's one of the top freshmen in the area as well. And ironically, I was going to stay there all 4 years. Tampa Prep was a great school, just academically and everything like that. But 2 weeks before my sophomore year, I got presented an opportunity to go play with my two brothers, who were going to Strawberry Crest. Right. It was a hard decision because leaving a nice private school like that, just the education stuff you can't really, get from other schools. But also I was just thinking about the experience of playing with my brothers, and I just didn't want to pass that up.
That's dope, man. You can't pass that up.
And
ironically,
it's
a once in a lifetime thing. There.
Right.
It's a tough decision.
I mean, I wish I could have hooped with mine.
Yeah, it's a tough
Throw
decision.
lobs at each other.
Yeah. And my brother actually, they at the time went to Blake. This is, I think, Blake's first time going to Final Four. It was his junior year. We actually played each other in the CTC at the time, which was the one of the biggest Christmas tournament events in the city. So we actually got to play each other one time, and they got the best of us. But they were pretty good. They had Andre Smith, and some other hoopers.
Yeah, Dre's, yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
ended up going to Strawberry Crest. The year that I left, Tampa Prep actually ended up winning states. So I was a little salty about that.
Wow.
But nonetheless, it was a good experience playing with my brothers. We pretty much had a pretty solid career over there at Strawberry Crest. It was a new school. They didn't have much accolades or anything like that. So we really came in and created a new culture there. Played alongside my two brothers, Devin Diggs, Carell Hamilton, DJ Trigg, who's Mike Trigg's older brother. And some other good players. Wow. We won our first district championship in school history there as a senior.
Wow.
The other 2 years, we actually, in my opinion, had better teams, but it was just
didn't work out.
Situation where we ended up getting a brawl, one game versus Freedom, and half the team got kicked off right before the playoffs, so we were kind of underhanded going into the playoff season. But senior year, we were pretty solid. We started off the year 10-0.
Oh,
unranked.
That's big time.
Yeah, pretty unranked, and then we came up a little bit short playing. Actually, lost to Nas.
Did you?
Lost to Nas. He knocked us out the playoffs.
Did he do it, or was it just?
It was he was a freshman at the time.
Okay,
it was a team effort. But he was one of the notable players I remember because he was a pretty good freshman. Him and the one at Sickles, what's his name?
I think
he won states.
Bryce?
No.
Beamer? Oh, you talking about Marcus?
Marcus Cohen.
Marcus was at Freedom?
He was no. He was at Sickles. They were some of the two best freshmen in the area that I remember.
Gotcha.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was Knox was a freshman that year too. But I didn't know anything about Knox at the time. Kevin Knox. He hadn't really sprouted up through the scene yet until about sophomore, going into junior year.
Well, I mean, he needed you guys. There was no media back then.
Oh yeah. Actually, he had home team hoops back then. It was pretty big.
For sure.
But no, actually back then the media was Bay Area Hoops. They did a great job covering the area for the time being. With articles.
Big county preps.
Yeah, but ain't like.
It's not like how it is today, but
y'all boys really get into it now.
For sure.
So that's good. So all right, so you had a pretty dope high school career.
Yeah.
Ended up. So you had some personal accolades too. Looks like from what I heard, you were Hillsborough County
All-Star.
County All-Star.
Hillsborough County All-Star. Also got into the regional game with some of the top players in the region at the time. Was a Player of the Year candidate. One of the 4 or 5 players. I think that ended up going to Jawan Durham at the time, I believe.
Yeah, big time player at the time.
But
so you were a 3-point shooter. You attacked the basket, or you do it all.
No, I was kind of like.
Fly. What did you do?
I was like a. John gonna laugh at this. I was like a Chris Paul. Like I was a facilitator. So I wasn't really the most athletic player. I wasn't the best scorer, but always made the right plays. Put teammates in the right position. High IQ type of player. Can still score the ball, but that wasn't always my my identity going out and getting 25
so you're
a night.
a point guard
for sure. 100% a point guard.
Okay.
So
good stuff.
leader.
All right.
I give you a Chris Paul. I give you a Chris Paul. I give you that.
I don't see you in any of the leagues now, though. You're 28. You gotta understand, man. Listen, when you get my age, this ability that you got right here leaves you.
Well, listen.
Don't just waste it. Get out there and hoop. That's what I'm trying to tell John. I'm like, John, you can still jump. There's gonna come a day where you can't jump.
Yeah.
You need to get out there and hoop still.
That's my goal, to be honest, to get back out there. Back when we first got out of high school, college, me, my brother, partner. I mean, we used to be the ones. Like, we won the city league 2-3 times.
Yeah.
You guys related or no?
No,
that's one of our good friends.
That's one of the guys, though. Yeah, he a big boy.
Yeah. Kind of really before the highlight scene came on for adult basketball, what you guys are doing. We used to be the ones that used to be winning the leagues and stuff like that. But honestly, just when we started picking up the camera, just started playing less and less. But my goal is to get back out there. I kind of been injured for the past couple of years. I ended up tearing my hamstring, and then my Achilles has been killing me a lot. But my goal is to make a comeback. So
it's coming back.
That's the goal.
I'm still trying to get out there and run. I'm 39 years old.
Listen, 40 is a new 30.
Let's go, John. Let's go. We got a game tonight.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so wait, I heard you got 45. So what did you have?
Like 20 something.
Yeah, 20.
Oh, okay.
He get to it.
I mean, for 40, I can play still a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not okay, so I played in high school. We won a state championship as well.
Really? Okay.
So I know what that
What
feels
position?
like. I was a guard. I'm like an off guard.
Okay.
More of a high energy, defensive,
Yeah.
fast break, athletic type guy. When I was coming up, I did hit a big time shot though at the end of the game. So
State championship.
I do got that. Yeah, in the state championship. We're down 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes shots.
Yeah. So I'm a big shot maker.
Okay.
So yeah, I ended up doing that, and then I ended up going to college, a small D3 school in Maine. Maine's a little bit different than Florida, where Florida is D1 schools everywhere. If it's not a D1 school, it's a D2 school. Right? We're surrounded by them here, right? And then you got JUCOs. I mean, Florida's got it all. Maine, there's one Division I school. It's called the University of Maine, and then they got D3 schools. There's no D2.
Really?
There's really no NAIA. And you got to remember the state of Maine in its entirety. There's about 100. It's probably about 800 to 1 million people in the entire state.
Wow.
Like in the entire state, right? So now you fast forward to Florida, where there's 2.5, 3 million people in this small area here. Just the Bay Area from St. Pete all the way to, so it's a different,
demographic.
Yeah, it's a completely different thing. But I did a year there at Thomas College. I was top 30 in steals. More was, juniors, seniors, they played more minutes. I kind of got in 7th man off the bench. And then my second year, I started my second year off, didn't end up finishing it because I, got jammed up with life and just, girls and just living life, right? So that was the end of my high school, my college career. And then after you play basketball, and I kind of feel what you're saying, after you play basketball for so long, and that's all you do, like
take a break from it. You
stop playing. So I went my sophomore year, I ain't played until I was probably I probably took 4 years off, legit, 4 or 5 years of not playing basketball, not touching the ball, trying to figure out my life and trying to work and just kind of like what y'all are doing.
Right. So
basketball is not a priority, during that period of your life, and then, I ain't always have money either. So, for me, it's hard for me to go have fun when I got this issue I got to tackle,
life.
But I've learned you got to have the work-life balance, so. But yeah, that's a little bit about my basketball. But I do want to ask another question though. I know, you guys, as far as being the media, you guys have been the top media in the area for quite some time now. Which one of you guys got into the media space first?
I definitely would say I jumped into there in a year of probably like 2017, right after high school. So I was always a big fan of, all the YouTubers and guys that was making content already, like the Hoop Diamonds, the Home Team Hoops, even my guy Drew, Uncle Drew Productions. So it came a point in time where I had met him, and I seen some of his work, and I asked him, how it is, want to ask him a part of the game. So I pretty much just got them tips from him, and he showed me the ropes, and wanted to go my own lane and figure out, how can I, benefit and grow the community as well. So it came a point in time where I started, filming, all type of guys, all the big guys in the area. So when I started doing that consistently, I started to build my platform in a way of YouTube where, that's where the monetizing things coming in. So once I grew that, it was all about consistency, putting out the best content. And, you just giving people what they want to see, they want to see the big time dunks, when they just want to see the, the players. So I became, font to that, and I just, came in it. I started to love it. So in a way, so I figured out, the monetizing way. So I ended up creating my own lane. So yeah, I started from there.
So you got into it first.
Oh,
Yo, John definitely got into it.
So he
first.
copied you. And I copied both of y'all.
Actually, John, I wouldn't even say he taught me, actually, because I don't know if you remember, but originally when we started filming, we were filming our own selves, doing pickup at Northdale.
Oh yeah.
And he saw us film, and he was like, "Yo, let me see the camera, like see what y'all working with." And he showed us how to like film and stuff like that. And that's when I really first met John and got to know him.
So that was like in your 20s.
Yeah, probably like 20, 21.
Yeah, 21. I was definitely young for sure.
Oh, snap. Well, because oh, snap.
Yeah, matter of fact, that was because I started filming in 2017 going into 2018.
Once
high
you got
school.
out of college.
Right, so I had been like 21, 22, young. We were still hooping heavy back then, but...
Northdale. I actually remember that day. You came over and this and that, and that's when I was trying to,
you was like, you
stir
do it
him,
this way, right?
follow the ball, things like
Yeah,
that.
I gotta give it to John though. John's one of the best at following that ball.
Man, when I tell you, I used to always look up to your footage, man, because you used to do a great job of just like, really following the ball.
I don't know how you do that sometimes.
It's tough, man.
They whip they throw the ball full court and you stay on the ball the whole time. And I'm like, how is he even? Definitely one of the best in the business.
For sure,
yeah,
for sure.
Got another question for you. How'd you come up with Issa Bucket? I mean, that's a dope name. But how'd you come up with the name Issa Bucket?
Man,
I gotta hear this. I don't even know this one.
Issa Bucket.
Issa Bucket. It was the craziest thing is nobody liked the name when I first came out with it. Like it was nobody liked it. But at the time, 21 Savage came out with an album called I think it was like Issa something. And I just kind of took that. I was like, let me do Issa Bucket. So I just started thinking about names. That was the one that really clicked. But a lot of people didn't really like the name at first. But at the time, I was like, I'm not building it because of the name. It's about the product. So I just kept it. And then over time, people started liking it. So, I
thought it was fire, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
My opinion.
It's a bucket. I mean, it goes with basketball.
And it's a slang, too. Like, it's a slang.
Bucket,
so.
Yeah.
But it was because 21 Savage had an album at the time. It was Issa, and I can't remember what it was after that, but it was kind of after that idea. So
we'll make sure we tag him in there.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Go watch the album. Or listen.
That's good stuff.
For sure.
All right, cool. So I think, can you tell us a little bit about the XBL League? I think it's been going on for a couple of years now, right? And it seems like it's high school focus, like the Bay Area high school focus.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of top players. I think last year you guys had the Knox players in it, the Knox boy in it. So seems like it's pretty competitive and it's picking up some momentum. So tell us a little bit about that league there that you got going.
Yeah, so the XBL League is a pretty much an exposure fall league for the high school teams before they start their season, going into the FSSAA. And we pretty much, our goal is just to give an opportunity for really build momentum, get some eyes on who the top players and teams are going to be. We started it back in COVID, where pretty much they shut down everything. So we saw it as an opportunity to really step into the scene and still have some hoops available for the kids before they started the year. And every year it's grown. So like you said, we've had kids like Knox and, Mike Trigg, some other notable players as well. This year we'll be expanding into Orlando as well to really capture some more of the top players across Central Florida. So
the teams are going to come to...
Well, the idea is we'll have two running simultaneously. So we'll have a league here in Tampa.
So you guys already have another gym selected?
Yeah. and also a league in
Portland
Orlando.
playing. Okay.
And so we'll be running both simultaneously. And we'll get the best from both areas. Some Tampa teams will travel up to Orlando to play for a weekend up there. It's every Saturday from September 7th to October 12th. So if anybody wants to come out, catch some good hoops, it's pretty much all day, whether you're in Tampa or Orlando. That's pretty much the gist of it.
That's dope. So are you guys gonna keep it at the same gym you had it at last year?
Yeah. So the MAC is one of our premier locations. It's a great facility, central to Tampa. So it kind of has that over the top track where you can really get some
stand over and watch the games.
So that's a pretty good feel. And the gyms get pretty packed out there, man. There's we get some of the top players and teams across the area. So we'll still be there. We'll also be at Sefner Christian. My brother just got the coaching job over there, so that'll be one of the gyms.
Shout out to him on that.
Yeah,
that's big time.
Shout out to my brother Brandon.
Yeah, that's big time. I heard about that.
Yeah.
So them boys, they deep in, they plugged in the basketball community.
Oh, for sure. Even if I wasn't filming, I'd be in it some type of way, for sure.
Your brother, he was over at Carrollwood Day.
Carrollwood Day. Before that, he was actually at Faith Outreach, which was a small Christian school, and then got over the Carrollwood Day.
He was so the reason why I say that because he was a teacher for my daughter over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I met him last year when we were doing our walkthrough or whatever.
Okay.
You guys all kind of look similar. You got that same stocky build.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good. But speaking of the MAC
champions.
Yeah. Oh, that's what that is.
This little MAC championship here. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them they got to do a little bit better with the trophies.
Yeah, just starting point though. That's big time.
Yeah, so we're gonna start with this one here, and then I think tomorrow we got another championship. So I have another.
Yeah, shout out to Wiregrass.
I have another trophy to sit right here next to it. That's the best league in the
city right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
best league.
Yeah. So yes, that's good stuff. So the XBL. So you're getting ready to go with that. Anything else you'd like to add with the XBL? And then we'll move on to the next thing. Anything you want to talk to the people about?
Honestly, it's pretty much that's pretty
you
much
said it all.
I want to add to it.
Okay,
I just
ahead.
want to say, man, I'm excited for these big time matchups coming to the XBL. Especially moving to Orlando. So we got Orlando teams, and I know it's a lot of matchups I want to see personally. So I'm definitely going to be
looking forward to see.
Looking at the marketing, I'm looking at Oak Ridge. I like to see Oak Ridge versus the Blake. Even those teams that we have, that's plan on coming into with Mike Brown, hopefully.
So what are the best teams in the area?
In Tampa?
Yeah,
in Tampa area.
You guys know better than me.
I'll let Malik go with that one.
Oh,
see what he thinks.
Like, who's the teams to watch?
For
sure. Blake. They just went to the state championship last year.
High expectations.
Over the waters in St. Pete, you got Gibbs, who just won a state championship game over there.
Spates.
With Spates. Yeah. They do an amazing job over there at Gibbs. Inside and outside of the season. And then you got North Tampa Christian. They're pretty good. They got some good talented players over there.
Who's the best to watch? Because I know when I was coming up, there was always those teams that were like they were just full of shooters, or they had full court defense that was just so difficult to beat. Which team is the best to watch? I don't go to barely any high school games, but if I was to go to one, which game would I want to go to? Which team?
There's only one answer.
Yeah, it's only one. It's Blake High School.
Blake High School.
That team is not only that just have good players, but it's just the energy, man. If you I know you're a big time energy guy. About trash talking, the dunks, all that things. I think Blake is definitely that team to bring that.
Okay.
Regardless if they're winning or not, which they win most of the games, but they're always going to give you a show regardless. So, they got some pretty good boys over there.
Yeah.
What are the top 5 players you guys have filmed? John, you can go first.
Oh, you got a resume.
Put me on there on the spot.
He got a resume.
You filmed, bro.
Oh man, I'm trying not to be. I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to just go off the top. So obviously I have to throw in Anthony Edwards in there. Anthony Simons for sure. Kevin Knox. Another. I would throw in a guy, one of my favorite guys. I haven't shouted him out already, but I was on pretty big time on was Elijah Weaver. Those type of players, I enjoy filming and had a blast filming for sure. Even some NBA guys, there's got Josh Green out there. You got Cassius Stanley was crazy. That's a wild card right there. So
You filmed him?
yeah, Cassius Stanley was wild, man. So
Probably he was a freak.
yeah, like it's a lot of names that's going in my head right now, but it's just
Anthony Edwards was top of the list though.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh
He
man.
was like that. You could just tell he was like that.
Oh yeah, like it wasn't even like close to anything we have around here. So I feel like he was one of those guys, one of them ones for real. Even I was filming the IMG team, but that won the Dix Nationals. They had a lot of NBA guys on that team as well.
Well, I'm gonna bring this one up because I'm from Maine, right? What about Cooper Flagg? I
Oh,
seen
yeah.
you went and filmed him.
I don't think you filmed
I filmed him. I filmed
you
him
did?
at Hoop
he
Exchange.
filmed,
Dang, I'm saying like
Hoop
it's a
Exchange.
lot of names.
Yeah, you filmed Cooper. Yeah, Cooper's gonna go down as one of the greatest to ever do it.
Oh yeah,
I'm
for
calling
sure.
it right now.
For
He's
sure.
going down.
I actually agree with that statement.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
going down as one of the
Well,
greatest.
in Maine. I don't know about the NBA.
Oh, you
yet.
don't think? No, I think
He gonna go down
No,
one
I'm
of the
playing.
best.
He actually no. He'll
Yeah.
be really good.
I mean, I think he'll be an all-star caliber player.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And that's basically like a Hall of Fame-ish type player because everybody gets in the Hall of Fame in the NBA, right? So,
Oh yeah.
So I think he'll end up being a Hall of Fame guy.
I definitely say that Cooper Flagg for sure. I
No,
filmed him
Coop-
at Hoop Exchange. The preseason.
He came to Hoop Exchange?
Yeah, the Mount Verde.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
We were gonna go. Remember, we were gonna go film him, and then they sent us an email saying that ESPN. Remember, ESPN
Yeah.
took over the event, and we couldn't go to the event anymore.
Yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
They
Man.
took over
Yeah, it was crazy.
for sure.
What about you? Top five guys you
I'm
filmed.
gonna go ahead and say Cooper Flagg, just out of respect, and
My man.
also Scotty Barnes, Trey Mann. Honestly, I feel like I haven't filmed as much high profile guys as he has
Saying so many guys.
because he's been on the scene. So I'm gonna say some local talent as well because if we talking about favorite guys, one of my favorite guys to film was 100% Emmanuel Sharp.
Yeah.
From
I like watching him.
since he
Launching
was
that
in
thing.
8th grade all the way going up to even in the college I still watch his games, but he was always somebody who was just always gonna give you a
Score,
bucket.
for sure.
Even Mike Trigg was one of my favorite players to film in high school. He was like a certified villain on the court. Like he was just a killer. And even when those two matched up, it was just like,
Classic.
man, if that game wasn't through COVID, it would have been a sold out game
I was
for
at
sure.
that. I was at one of those games at CDS. Whereas you guys are both on the baseline filming. I didn't know. I hadn't met you guys yet.
Yeah.
I was at that game where they played. So I think Emmanuel, he was up at that other school in Spring
Bishop.
Hill. Yeah,
Bishop,
and they had
Bishop
come
Bucket.
down to play
play
them at
C-
CDS. Yeah,
That
Yeah.
was a crazy
that's when I
game.
realized that CDS was stacked. I was like,
They were really good that
I'm
year.
like, that team was loaded, bro.
For sure.
Bishop was just that good. But Trigg was somebody who everybody just feared Trigg throughout the county. So, but
Good reason. I mean, 6'8",
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
change. I mean,
He's built like Brian.
yeah, he was a
and
terror.
football and basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good at both.
Yeah. So, where's he at right now? Anyway, in the league yet or no?
He's playing football somewhere. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
He made the NFL yet?
No, I think he's still in
years,
college
huh?
right now.
He's still in college.
Because I know we had COVID and all that stuff there. So
Yeah.
maybe that slowed it down. Maybe.
Yeah. I think he was in close. He was the year after COVID though,
Was he?
right? Yeah.
Was he? Okay.
Graduated
Yeah.
the year after.
Yeah, he should be getting the NFL coming up here.
Oh, yeah. I think he is, man. He has the talent for sure.
Super talented kid, man. Super talented.
All right, good. So, one other thing I wanted to ask you. When you're doing the XBL, right, and you have these top tier players, and I kind of mentioned it off camera, but have you thought about how you can incorporate, adding this element to your game, to what you guys are doing? Because you guys are doing the on-the-court footage, but how can we incorporate, maybe you don't do it for every player, maybe you don't do it all the time, but there's got to be some select players that you feel, this could be
100%.
this could be beneficial for.
100%. And I always think that highlighting those top players across whatever platform it is, this is always something that needs to be at least somewhere in the building. Because people want to get to know these players more, dive deeper into their lives. So 100% at XBL, our Hoop Feast events, and really any event across the state, people want to know these players. Now that these players are branding themselves with NIL, people are more invested into the top players. So I definitely think this is a crucial part to help building the players' brands, and also helping out their audience as well. So that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, no, that's good. And then you mentioned NIL. That's something that I've heard a lot of chatter about. Right? A lot of people talking about the NIL, and I don't know much about it. But can you talk a little bit about what the NIL is? And I know I looked at your Instagram profile and it said something about NIL on there, right? So tell us a little bit about how you're involved in NIL, what it is, how you plan on helping the players out with that.
Yeah, so I mean, my goal is honestly to help out players' NIL value. I think anything that's posted on the player, whether it's a highlight tape, whether it's an interview, is going to help their brand. So that's ultimately the goal as media, is for us to help build their brand so they can be more marketable to these other brands, so that they can market for those brands as well. So as far as in the NIL space, I think naturally we're already in it because we post them, we're helping out their brand. But what my goal is to help connect those players to the brand. Since we're already working with the players, just building connection with the brands to help bridge that gap, so that they can, help monetize themselves off their brand. So that's pretty much the goal there. So now that it's emerged into the high school scene, I think there's a lot of players who don't really understand it, like yourself. Even me, I'm not fully there.
I mean, because it's new.
It's a completely new industry. I've spoken to college players, and they already were ahead of the curve because they got the access, a year or two ago. And a lot of them were in the dark about it. So I can only imagine how much in the dark the high school kids are as well. So, anything that I can do to help educate, the high school players, that's pretty much what I'm here for. So.
Yeah, and then, I'm looking at it from a couple different ways, right? I'm looking at it from your standpoint, from a media standpoint, right? How can us as media, how can we help these guys grow and grow their NIL brand? But then also, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business guy too. So how could I maybe, how can I use the NIL to maybe grow my brands as well?
Yeah, 100%.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I got an insurance company, I got a real estate company, we got the podcast. Is there a way we can
100%.
Put something together with some of these guys to help grow our stuff? Maybe they can help market our stuff and push our stuff out even further to maybe reach some people that I wouldn't be able to reach on my own. So, so two different angles. And like I said, I need to learn a little bit about it, because if I can at least get the basic concept of it, I'll let my brain work and I'll be able to figure it out from there and take it to another level. But yeah, there's a lot of most conversations I've had right now, they talking, NIL is coming up. So
definitely important.
Yeah. So coming up, what do we have for major events? Any major events on the calendar for you guys? I know you got the XBL coming up, but what other events do we have that are coming up that are big time events?
So we actually have an event coming up even before XBL. Our Southern Hoop Session is next weekend on the 24th of August. It's pretty much a high school showcase tailored around pretty much help give kids more exposure, to really put the best kids in the gym and see where they rank up. So, from all classes, from freshmen 2028 all the way up to seniors 2025, have them put them through drills, see where they rank up on their shooting, their defense, scoring ability. So we just pretty much want to see where they rank up, put them against each other. If you're the best, prove that you're the best. If you're unknown, prove that you're worth something. So that's pretty much our goal there.
Will there be scrimmaging?
100% going to be scrimmaging.
Scrimmaging, one-on-one, this type of thing?
Ones, a lot of different drills, putting them through 5-on-5 action. It's a full day event. The registration is still open too. So if anybody's out there who wants to get their name out there, next.
Where's this event going to be at?
So it's going to be held, we're still debating between two locations, but it is going to be, right now it's at
It'll be in the Bay Area somewhere.
Yes, it's in the Bay Area for sure.
Okay.
But we may have to upgrade to a bigger facility. So that'll be announced.
To be determined.
Yeah, to be determined.
Okay. So you'll keep us updated on that. You said it's from 9th grade up to 12. So you're obviously not looking for. You're looking for top tier or folks that potentially kids that have maybe college potential or and beyond, right?
Yeah. So looking for people who are serious about basketball. You know,
Right.
It's
Gotcha.
not. It's not a. We're about pushing the game forward, and we want to get the best of the best in the gym. So that's pretty much the goal there. So
Good stuff. It's good stuff. Okay, so that's that event, and then what other events do we got coming? I know we're getting ready to come up on the season now. So school just started. What other events do we got coming?
I mean, the main event, you got Hoop Feast, man. So that's a huge event. I thought it was a success last year. What's the amount of teams that we had last year?
we had 110 teams across
Crazy.
7 different states, 2 countries.
Wow.
It was an amazing first inaugural event. Pretty much packed out the gym for 2 days.
How were you guys able to pull that off first year like that?
Honestly,
Just your reach, just with what you've done over the years, or?
yeah, I mean, it's just really just about networking and connections. Teams they need games, and we here to offer that. So, we reached out to as much schools as we could. Tell them what we had to offer and what we were doing, and tried to deliver as best of a service as we could. So.
Yeah, and then pinpoint to what you're saying, main thing was, obviously like your brand. So it's just like your brand, obviously, when they see that and they see somebody invite a team coming out and they looking at your brand like, oh my gosh, like you filmed all these big time guys and the quality that you have. So 100%. It's just like that attracts, people and teams to come to events like that. So I definitely give them a shout out for that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I always say when you're going out through the high school season, it's, you want to film the best players. You'd be surprised how many good players don't get footage. Like,
crazy.
You don't get the acknowledgement. We all went through it.
Yeah, it's like Anthony Edwards was one of them guys.
He came down to Tampa. You were the only one in the gym.
Yeah.
So I always think it's important when something is in Florida or even especially the Tampa Bay area, we got to capture those moments because that really starts the relationship. Whether you charge them for it. And I'm not with too much charging for the highlights. I'm more so about building that relationship because you don't know where it's going to take you in the future. Those relationships have led us to be able to get 110 teams in the first year of a high school event. So, I'm all about building relationships because they always, come back to you in the future. So,
It's good stuff.
Big time.
It's good stuff. I mean, you guys are doing a great job at it. So keep doing what you're doing. It's working. Right. Yeah. So I don't see anything but good things in the future for you guys. As long as you guys stick together, all 3 of you guys, John too, and then adding me in there to help wherever I can help.
No, I think over the Olympics, man, like I would just say like definitely was one of the biggest success to see just admiring seeing LeBron to be able to play at that level, man. Like it's just insane. So I definitely
I can't believe he's still playing like that.
Yeah.
At 39 years old.
This is his last time, though.
He's your age.
Yeah.
That's not
I know that.
That's crazy.
Exactly. No excuses.
Wow.
There's no excuses. If he's out there hooping like
doing
that.
it since 18, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But it's just 39 years old and winning MVP at the Olympics is crazy to me. That's
very
insane.
crazy.
Like nobody.
They said Curry should have won it though.
Yeah, but you gotta give that to LeBron, man. 39. 39.
Oh, you gotta give it to him because he's older.
Yeah.
Curry 36 though.
I know, but
Curry's not young either.
Curry didn't step up until the last
last two games he was stepping up. But LeBron, to be getting triple double,
He's still dominating.
Yeah, dominating for sure. And it's just like he was the leader of the team the whole year. So it's just was like you see the level of greatness.
I got a question. So, in the next 4 years, who do you see as the face of the Olympics in the next 4 years for the one in LA? 3 guys. Who do you think would be the faces?
3 guys? Anthony Edwards got to be in there.
Oh, hold on. How you gonna say Anthony Edwards? I thought you was a John Moran guy.
I am a John Moran guy.
I know, but why you gonna say Anthony Edwards first when you was arguing with Renee about
he's on
Anthony
the scene
Edwards
already?
And John Moran?
For sure. I mean, John Moran is out right now.
Yeah, I know, but he said in 4 years, though. You don't think John Moran's going to be one of them guys?
Oh, for sure.
He's going to be 26, 25, 26 on the scene.
Yeah.
So it should be John Moran first.
Okay, all right. I'm going to piggyback to that. So
okay, yeah.
when we was talking about that, we was, saying, Anthony Edwards was having to shine at the time. So I was just like, hey, don't forget about Ja Morant because he's that type of dude. He the one that put, Anthony Edwards out the scene. But nobody really, everybody kind of forgot about that. The past year, you got Jalen Brunson blowing up, and you got the Tyrese Halliburtons on the Olympics, which is controversy to me because I don't think he's supposed to be on that team. But I think Ja Morant is the face, honestly. Like, it's just, the swag, the Nike deal. I think he definitely deserves.
I don't think the USA, if they not gonna put Kyrie on there, I don't think they putting Ja on there either. Personally,
I think Ja Morant goes over Kyrie though right now.
Ja Morant has to go. He has to go.
I feel like the NBA is nervous about putting Ja Morant as a face.
Like you said, the NBA is nervous about him. But I think once he figured it out, man, settle back in, they gave Kyrie another chance. So I felt like Ja Morant deserved that second chance, and he's a Nike guy.
They'll definitely give him another chance. They gave Kobe another chance when he got caught. When he got caught in all his stuff. They all had issues coming up, right? So the league forgets, and
I'm saying,
I mean, he didn't really do nothing though, for real.
He
didn't do anything illegal.
Well, he got in the case with the kid too, as well.
Oh, he smacked the kid.
Yeah.
He disrespected him. He smacked him.
He got in that case, almost got sued for real. So I mean, once he come back in.
Okay, so that's
Yeah, he been out this whole year and a half too. So like, once he get back, man, I think the eye's gonna be back on Ja. So
okay,
Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, and then there's one more person.
Nobody on. Oh, he already said it, man.
The third.
No other people on the current roster.
I know the controversy is on Jason Tatum right now. Obviously, I think the league should be scared because, like, once he get back on the Celtics, I think they finna dominate this year. I think I'm calling it early. I think, and I'm not even a Celtics fan. I think
they might. Fan?
I'm not. Two-peat? I think they might two-peat because of that reason. Because if I'm saying Tatum should take this past, Olympics as fuel going into the season. Steve Kerr not playing him.
He should go in with a chip on his shoulder.
Oh, yeah. So I
disrespected.
For sure.
Right.
And I think he should come into the season and win championship again. And then be like, I'm the face now. Like, so I would throw him in that like.
He might got to do it a little bit
bolder, right?
Yeah, a little bit more loudly.
Yeah, he got
right now he's just a quiet guy. He's got his son running around there at the beginning.
But he low key ain't quiet though.
He talk some trash once in a while though.
Yeah, for
Call
sure.
somebody, do something, push somebody, knock somebody down.
He light skinned, man.
Smack somebody in the back of the head. Do something.
For sure, he light skinned.
Right, because then you got people. Then they do this to you.
Mm-hmm. Right. They just wilding on that. They wild on his name right now. So
yeah, they do this to you.
It's crazy. Mm-hmm. What do you think though?
No, I'm gonna go with you. I like your guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards. I probably would throw. I don't know. Is Giannis? I think he might be.
Well, he's Greece though.
Oh yeah. So we got it's right.
You gotta keep it USA.
So that's why you guys ain't mentioned them. So yeah, definitely Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards. I'm trying to think of who else.
Up and coming.
Because I was gonna say Luka Doncic or whatever, right?
Yeah, but
he's over there. Giannis, he's different.
Maybe Coop. Maybe Coop's the next up and coming face.
Actually, he is coming for sure.
4 years, yeah. So 2-3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Cooper fan. I'm a Cooper flag guy.
I know you're going. You have to be.
Yeah.
Sure, from Maine.
Yeah. He's gonna be the first. He's gonna be the first one to ever do it. Well, we've had another guy. His name was similar build, similar style of play, and everything. His name was Nick Kaner-Medley.
Really?
Right. He played for Maryland back in my day. It was I think 2003, 2004. Damn, a long time ago. But yeah, I think he graduated 2002. And he went to Maryland the year after they won the championship. They had Juan Dixon and they had Steve Blake.
Wow.
The year after they won it, he was recruited and he went there on a full ride. And he ended up having a good freshman year, but he ended up getting injured. A lot of similar story as Troy, actually. He ended up getting injured his sophomore year, like a major injury, and it just derailed his career. He ended up making big money overseas, making a couple $1 million a year or whatever, and now he's a big real estate guy in Maine now, right? But his name Medley Properties or something like that. He's got going on, but yeah. So you got him, and then you got Cooper Flag.
That's big time.
Yeah,
for sure. He's on the way though,
us three getting on here, this is something I want to do a little bit more consistently. Right, and just if we have these types of talks, you never know where the conversation will go, right? Especially all three of us thinking and coming up with ideas, strategizing, and just who knows what we can come up with. But me and John been having our talks about this where, you know, there's a lot of smaller media platforms out there that I don't want to say are competing with us because, you know, I kind of have my own lane where I do adults and now we do the podcast and, you know, we kind of just do it for the love of the game. But I do feel like, you know, they're trying to compete with us a little bit. Right? A little bit, right? Yeah. I feel like when they're doing stuff, they're thinking about us a little bit, right? I don't want to, you know. And to be honest with you, you know, I think if we can come together on something, and then I think we can dominate and take over the whole area in some way, shape, or fashion, and do something big. Now I don't know what it could be. I don't know what it is, but just I want to start thinking like that. How can we, us three, come up with something that we can dominate? Like when it comes to Tampa basketball or basketball in this region, or Florida, because you're in Florida too. But when it comes to this region, how can we come up with something where we can literally dominate this market, bro? And you know, I want to, and if we don't have the answer for it now, that's fine. But I want to start thinking in this manner, in this way. Let's dominate this space. I watched the next chapter. You know, we watched. I mean, you guys been watching Hoop Teams. You guys watch Ball is Life. You watch these guys start just like you guys and blow something up, right? Scotty being the most recent, my boy Scotty, right? You know, so he's, you know, to see Scotty go and do what he did, and he did it partly because of the relationships that he had and the folks that he associated himself with. So we need to align. We need to figure out how we can take something to the next level. I can tell you guys are in your 20s right now, and you'll be in your 30s before you know it. So you don't have as much time as you think you have. So we need to start having these talks now, start figuring some shit out now, and start putting it into play. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to get you on here. I wanted to, you know, get to know you a little bit more. But at the same time, man, listen, as a media group, man, I got a lot of respect for you and what you guys have been doing, you and your brothers. Let's try to do something big. Like, let's really try to do something. And with media, the reach is limitless.
Yeah. Limitless.
You guys know this more than I do, right?
For sure.
Yep. The reach is limitless, man. We just had the owner of the TBL in here saying, Byron, I want you to put a team in Tampa, right? You know, and I told him, I said, listen, we want to do it, but let me gather up my troops. Let me get in contact with my resources and figure out if this is something we want to do, because I don't want to just do it by myself. I want to do it with a team.
Right.
Yeah,
so we can dominate, right? So I want to leave you guys with that. Let's see if we can figure something out, man, and we can grow this thing together.
I definitely have some ideas.
A lot of ideas, for sure. What LeBron said, the Avengers. So, I mean, I just think, you know, obviously, like, you know, in seriousness, you know, with our creativity, our experience in this, and, you know, it's just, you know, I think it's going to take us to the next level. So what we got building already. So, like, I think, you know, all our minds come together and form, you know, to create events, you know, leagues, whatever things that we got in mind. So, like, I think that we can really, you know, blow us up in a different way. So I think that honestly, like, we have the power to do that for sure. You know, us coming together make that happen for sure. Yeah.
We actually already got something pretty big coming in the works that we haven't announced yet, which is one of the things I wanted to speak to you about as well. But we do plan on, John, we've spoken to about it a little bit, as far as planning on elevating the media scene. Everything's pretty much migrating towards streaming, and kind of like that streaming platform where, you know, Netflix, Hulu, Disney, you know, they're not on television anymore. They're going on streaming apps.
Right.
So that's kind of where everything is pretty much evolving. And it hasn't really crept into our space yet. And, you know, that's pretty much been my goal, is, you know, to be the first on the scene. I always like being, you know, taking opportunity where there's, you know, a space available. So we pretty much we have an app in the making, which is pretty much going to be all things basketball. From things like this, a podcast, from documentaries to highlights, from little kids. Well, if it's little kids, hopefully, we want to keep good basketball, not just recreational things. So really focus on high school and up into the professional level, even, things like entertainment, what Scotty does, stuff like that.
High quality stuff.
High quality basketball. Even trainings, where you offer, ball handling. You might offer shooting drills. You might offer, plays and things like that. So it's a platform, all things basketball. Obviously we're based in Tampa, so a lot of the content would be from the Tampa, Florida area, but it also could expand to something that's a nationwide brand where everybody tunes in here to watch, the best basketball content across the country. So we have that in the works. Should be launching in the next month or so. A subscription-based platform. So be on the lookout for that. So
wow, that sounds like it could be, like I said, if you get the right people on your team, you get the right people behind it, I think could really take off.
It could definitely scale. It's already been proven as far as, and I was telling John this back when Slam High School first started, and even other brands like Bleacher Report Hoops, they started from zero, and what they did was they contracted videographers across the whole country to follow the most 20 viral basketball players. And that's pretty much how they did it. They reached out to you, they reached out to me, and they paid us to go grab the content, and they used it to build their socials, to get their platform they have. So really taking that same formula, grabbing the best content and putting it on the platform. And this is what people want to see. At the end of the day, you put it on social media for 15, 20 seconds, but they want to see more content. They want to see that long form content. And this is where you can consume that content on this platform. So, I think it's something that could really scale, to a good level. So
yeah, I think you might be right. And it's funny you say that, right? Because of the live stream. So we've done a couple. Yeah, I'm sure you're aware, right?
Yeah.
So we've done, and this is, and he's right. Without even talking to him, we're already kind of like, I hadn't thought about what you thought about, but we're already kind of like thinking about that already. Like us being in the media space. You see what I'm saying? So it's funny because we did the live stream with the Pro Day. We did the live stream with the Bay Area Showdown. Just last week, what did I do? I did the live stream with the
phone in the game.
Because what we're finding is just like how you found that people want this content. There's people who are actually watching the game. You know what I'm saying? It's 9:30 at night. They couldn't come to the game, but they were watching it. Right? So there's a need for it. If there's a need for it, we need to, we need to provide it. So then what did I tell you, Travis? We're going to do this week. And I think I spoke to you about it briefly. Right? But what did I tell you we're going to do this week at the game?
Live streaming it.
really,
But we're going to live stream it. Last time I just did it with my phone. But this time we're going to live stream it with the actual cameras. So he's going to have a camera with a wire. And we did it last time too. But we're going to just do that same exact setup. When are we going to meet Ronnie?
4 p.m. on Thursday.
Right, so we already have it set up, scheduled. We're going to do it. We're going to live stream it. And, we're doing all this. It kind of just looks like we're just doing this stuff to be, some people, because we have people messing with us on social media. Like, why are they doing this at, why are they doing this at a men's league and this and that?
Yeah.
But not knowing that, like, I'm years ahead of you. I'm steps ahead of you. So I'm doing it.
Setting the foundation.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, we're doing it at a men's league game, but we're doing it for a reason, right? They didn't know that we're potentially going to get a pro team here, right, for the Tampa Bay area.
right.
They didn't know that. So it just looks like we're out here just monkeying around, wasting time, wasting resources, right? And that's the thing about social media. Not people just
Right.
they don't know everything, right?
Yeah, pioneers.
They know what you feed them.
Yeah, exactly. So we're using the men's leagues as ways to increase our skill set, right? We're using it as like internships, right? So we get out there and we test this out, figure out what works, what don't work, and we'll grow from there, right? But yeah, we're gonna live stream that game, and we're gonna try to do it at the highest quality. We even talked about getting. What did we talk about getting?
Oh,
the scaffold we talked about.
Yeah.
We even
Who's
it's the thing where you stand the ladder that moves basically.
Oh, okay.
We even talked about getting that, and you know,
Wow.
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So you can so that
Got hired.
yeah, so you're higher.
Wow.
Come on,
Next
man.
level.
Oh,
Come on, man.
That's next level,
Yeah.
especially for a professional team.
Yeah.
You know, that's coming in.
Yeah.
That's next level.
But then you have guys that'll be like, why are they doing that? Why do you have a scaffold here? What type of weirdo? What are they doing?
Yeah.
But we trying to figure this thing. We trying to iron this thing out. So when we do a pro team, or we do a pro day, or we do an event,
yeah.
we're doing it at the highest level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
That's a great idea too.
yeah, man. So we'll be live streaming that event. It'll be on Instagram. It'll be on YouTube. We're gonna have multiple cameras there, so you'll be able to see multiple views. We'll be switching back between each and every view. It's gonna be dope, right? And we're gonna take that experience and move it on to even. You see, when we were talking about the TBL, she was saying you guys could do your podcast on the TBL. She said that you guys could do a weekly wrap up, right? And it'd be TBL TV. And then what happens is you don't know, like you said, you don't know what relationships, you don't know what's gonna come from it. Right? Everybody's watching, but you don't know what opportunity can present itself. So.
I'm saying, like, you can see all of these, you know, with the live streaming things, like you got the NBA now live streaming with EYBL and different things is going on right now. So, like, you know what I'm saying, you never know what can come into, you know, effect with that. So, like, anybody can see us doing that, you know, want to sponsor us or want to, you know, partnership with us. So that's definitely going to be an opportunity, you know. We keep on doing things like that, like, it's going to be a lot of more doors going to be open. So,
yeah,
for sure.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. But like I said, let's keep these talks. Let's keep these talks circular. I like young guys, young entrepreneurs, guys trying to make stuff
Just
happen.
glad y'all able to meet, man.
Yeah, especially he's in the insurance business too, so you know.
For sure.
You know what I mean? That's my lane right there. But let's stay connected. Let's stay in touch. And man, I appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks for checking us out, and stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, follow.
Sir, okay.
Yes, sir.
Got it. All right, I see you.
Yeah.